So I don't know, this is probably what, like the 40th adaptation of a Stephen King book, and some are good, some are bad, but this one was. So The Dark Tower stars Matthew McConaughey as the Man in Black, Idris Elba as the gunslinger Roland, and Tom Taylor as Jake Chambers. So this movie is basically about good guy versus bad guy, good versus evil, and Jake Chambers is dreaming about all of this, and people think he's nuts, and he's dreaming about Roland and the Man in Black, and no one believes him. In his dreams, he sees that the Man in Black wants to destroy the Dark Tower, and that way, all hell would break loose. And we have Roland, which is the gunslinger, and he's trying to prevent that from happening. Okay guys, trust me with this. Please be open with this movie. Not every movie is perfect. And I know you guys are probably searching up on Google like The Dark Tower, and you're probably seeing like a 19% in Rotten Tomatoes, something like that. But it's not that bad. Give this a chance. Like I said, be open. I enjoyed this film. I didn't love it to death, but I enjoyed it a lot. Now let's talk about the performances, and they were great by all three stars in this movie. Even the kid, Tom Taylor, he was phenomenal. The emotion that he was going throughout the film was outstanding, and I felt like I was with the kid. And we have Roland, who is the last gunslinger, and he's like kind of this older guy. He's kind of like beat up, but he's still going strong and kicking ass. And we have Matthew McConaughey's character, and this guy, he stands out probably, I would say, the most. He is such a good villain. If you guys ever watched Walking Dead, he reminds me of freaking Negan. I mean, if you guys watch Walking Dead, Negan is like totally such a badass and is gruesome. And that's exactly how Matthew McConaughey's character is in this movie. Tom Taylor and Idris Elba also have like amazing chemistry in this movie. I love both of them, and this is actually my first film I'm watching with Tom Taylor. He was probably in some other stuff, but I haven't watched any of his other work. But Idris Elba, I mean, he brings it every time, and there's a lot of fish out of water scenes where, Tom Taylor goes into Idris Elba's world and vice versa, and it's interesting the way that the two, connect with each other, and they kind of share a little something, and the way they interact in each other's world is quite amusing. Now, I never read the books, but a lot of people that have read the books are complaining a bit about this film. They're saying it's totally like kind of a mess and everything's all put in together. But for me, I mean, I didn't mind it that much. It worked for me. Everything was crammed, and it did leave some unanswered questions, like, for example, the history of the gunslingers, how did the Dark Tower get there, and how did it get established? And I mean, there was some other unanswered questions, but they're kind of spoilers. But I mean, it was crammed, I'll admit that, and it wasn't my biggest thing, that made the movie absolutely horrible. It did work for me, like I said, but there was a lot of unanswered questions. And there was two other things that for me needed improvement, and that was the CGI, and there were some monsters that you can just tell were CGI from a mile away, and the character development was weak indeed. And we had some character development about Jake's character, and that was basically the only character that did have some sort of character development. We had McConaughey and Idris Elba, and they didn't really get much to work with character development. And there was a bunch of cool, interesting Stephen King Easter eggs, and I don't know if this is gonna lead to a Stephen King universe, but we had a glimpse of a Pennywise little amusement park type of thing. We had a 1408 number, and that was for a teleporter for the world to a different world. We had a picture of the hotel from The Shining, and we had a Saint Bernard dog from the movie Cujo. And shout out to my friend Kyle. He went to go see this with me tonight. He was the one that pointed that out to me. I never seen Cujo, so I didn't know anything about that. But anyways, I'm going to give this movie a B-. Now, some of you might be satisfied, some of you might not be, but I would say definitely give this movie a shot. It might not be what you're looking for, but I mean, I would say it's good enough to look at it and check it out. Like I said, it is crammed up a bit, but really, like, just give it a shot and try it, because I liked it, and that was for like a big reason of mine was the performances. They blew me away. And with the unanswered questions, there is something that, you know, bugs the hell out of me. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like for Star Wars, how there was prequels that like, and spin-offs that no one really asked for, but it was good information. The Dark Tower universe, it needs prequels because it needs to give us more information, because with the character development, it could give us more information about that, and it could give us more information about like how did the Dark Tower get there. And I think with having prequels, I think it could definitely work. I know there's going to be like a television show, but I don't know if that's going to be like a sequel to this. I mean, who knows? And one more thing, at the end of the credits, there's not, or I'm not even going to go that far, but there's a little something that teases possibly a sequel or something. I mean, it's just teasing at the slightest, but yeah, guys, so definitely stick around for the end of the credits to know what I'm talking about. That's going to conclude my review about the Dark Tower. If you guys enjoyed my review, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that way you can see me next time. Thanks for watching.